What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 17 back-to-back battles. And today's team, it is the World Champions team, Ryota's World's team. He used to win the World Championship with Crocodile, Celesteela, Whimsicott, Marowak, Tapu Koko, and Tapu Fini. If you want to go check out Ryota, his Twitter, as well as I believe the blog post that he did post, down below, as well as the QR code. Definitely feel free to go give them a try, go give Ryota a follow. But anyway, I loved this team. I loved how it looked at Worlds. I really loved the idea of, basically, I think Whimsicott was a pretty good call for Worlds, actually, which was a bit strange. But yeah, I think Whimsicott's pretty cool. I don't think anyone really expected it, and I think Crocodile is pretty cool on this team since there's no Arcanine. So I really do love this team. I have played around with it a bit, and I really do enjoy playing with it. So let's see how it can do on today's episode and the rest of the week for the channel. So let's just get straight into it. Anyway, yeah, so it was really interesting. I think the thing that really caught me off guard, because when me and my friends were spectating, we kind of spectated, it was Fake Tears Whimsicott, but it's not. It's actually Charm, which is really interesting of a move slot, because you don't really see Charm in VGC much. But the fact you could you know, basically get a double Intimidate off, well, not double Intimidate, it's more like you get to lower the, what Charm does is lowers the opponent's attack stage by 2, and it's boosted by Prankster, so it's a priority. So you could basically get like this Garchomp, for instance, to -2 right away. So it's actually pretty cool. We got the Garchomp, Tapu Koko, Snorlax, Tapu Lele, Celesteela, and Persian. So this is gonna be really weird for me, because unfortunately Persian's not affected by Nature's Power, and Lele could change my Nature's Power into something strange. So don't know what exactly I want to lead here. Crocodile plus Tapu Fini seems kind of alright. I kind of like Celesteela in the back, since it's probably my best way to handle the opposing Tapu Lele. Yeah, I kind of like Crocodile, Tapu Fini. Like, Whimsicott's a pretty good Pokemon overall, but I don't feel like it's worth bringing in this matchup. I definitely want Crocodile, Tapu Fini, and I think I want Celesteela because it's an Earthquake switching. The question is, what do I want in the back? Marowak can do a lot of work here in this matchup. Like, Marowak just, you know, can really hit hard the Tapu Lele as well as the Celesteela, and also can redirect electric attacks from the Koko, which is really tempting. Koko, on the other hand, also handles the Celesteela, but it's also faster, so it can revenge KO, maybe like Garchomp if it isn't Scarf. Oh no, I could see Scarf Garchomp on this team, so I think I'm going to go Marowak instead. And we're going to see how this goes. So, I think it's a new rating season on Battlespot, so we're starting at the 1500s again, as soon as I almost got to 1800s in the last season. So, a little bit unfortunate, but I don't mind, I don't mind. I was exactly doing well towards the end anyway. So let's see if we can pick up some wins and get higher on and find some really good battles. I'm not saying that the lower ones will be bad at all, but just saying that I do prefer the higher ratings. I really don't like being in the low ladder. So we're going to see Tapu Lele and Persian. The Psychic Surge is going to come out, okay? As well as my Intimidate, which doesn't really affect these Pokemon unless like Persian, well, it affects Fake Out damage, but that's the only thing it does. Misty Surge is going to activate. And what I could do here, let's see, there are 2 plays I could make. I just don't know, because I could go out into my Celesteela, which is very free here, to take probably a Moonblast coming out. I think that is my best play. Let's see, Psychic Surge activated before Crocodile's Intimidate, so it's either Fast Lele or it might be Scarf. I think Celesteela is the play, and I'll just go for a... I'm probably going to expect Tapu Fini to get faked out anyway, and Tapu Lele just to fire from Moonblast. So, do I want to go for Gleam here? Gleam is pretty fine. I could go for Muddy Water. I could go for Moonblast. I think I'm just going to go for Gleam, just for chip damage. Specs Dazzling Gleam, I'm not sure if it Oko's Persian. It might be able to, which is why I think I want to go for this Specs Dazzling Gleam here. So, getting Celesteela, Fake Out's going to come out probably onto Fini. No, it's actually in a Crocodile, which actually is really beneficial to me, as Dazzling Gleam's going to come out from the Lele. So, that's either Specs or Scarf most likely. And, That did a lot, so it might be Specs, but then again, I'm not running a very bulky Tapu Fini like I'm used to. Specs Dazzling Gleam does pick up the knockout Persian, so I am really happy about how that turn played out. Surprised my opponent went for the Gleam. I'm guessing it's Specs. Yeah, that did a lot to Celesteela. I think that has to be Specs. Like, you would have to imagine it would be Specs. So that's actually really good, because now I can switch in Marowak. What I assume to be what's going to be coming out would be the Tapu Koko. Celesteela actually comes out, which is not bad for me at all. I could probably just fire off a Heavy Slam plus Gleam, knock out the Tapu Lele, and whatever would really want to come out in the back. Yet I don't think that's a very safe play, just because the fact I could, like, a Gleam plus Heavy Slam could go on a Fini, and Celesteela will get a Beast Boost. Do I really care if the Celesteela gets a Beast Boost, though? I think that's a question I want to ask myself. Marowak's just a very free switch, and especially with the careful nature, I'll be able to take any attack. I think Heavy Slam is fine in a Lele. It catches anything. There's nothing on my opponent's team that actually resists it other than the Celesteela right here. And I will go on the Marowak because I think it's a safe play overall in case the Lele just decides to stay in and goes for the Dazzling Gleam, which I think it did. So I do prevent Celesteela from getting a potential Beast Boost. It could go for Leechy and the Celesteela, but I wouldn't really mind that too much because again, Marowak can one-shot the Celesteela, or at least it should be able to. Yeah, that's definitely Specs. Leechy's going to come out into my Celesteela, which isn't really a problem. I do get the Heavy Slam, and this will be able to knock out the Lele. If this was a bulky Lele, I'm pretty sure that the Dazzling Gleam damage does matter, since Tapu Lele can be easy to survive Heavy Slam from Celesteela if it has a lot of bulk. So, good thing, the Gleam really coming in handy here. Get the Special Defense Beast Boost, which doesn't really matter. The Leech Seed is going to hurt. We're going to heal a bit with leftovers as well. But again, Celesteela's not really a big threat as long as I save my Marowak. I will just sack whatever I have in the back. If it's Garchomp, if Garchomp comes out, I'll just switch into Crocodile probably. Oh, yeah, as Garchomp does come out. And I think I'll just fire off a Leech Seed into the Garchomp as, yeah, I don't see a reason not to fire off a Leech Seed. Could be Scarf Garchomp. We don't know what kind of item it's holding, but a very safe place just to go into Crocodile here, get the Intimidate off into Garchomp, so Tapu Fini will be able to live an Earthquake, plus probably a Heavy Slam combination from these two Pokemon. I do not mind this, so I get the Intimidate off. Let's see if it's Tectonic Rage or not, which I would expect maybe coming out here. Celesteela's going to Protect, which is alright by me. Let's see what's coming out here. Earthquake probably. Swords Dance, okay. So that makes a bit of a difference, yet not really too much to be honest, as long as I connect Leech Seed. Leech Seed does connect on the Garchomp, which is really good here. Yep, so I get the Leech Seed connect, and that is really, really good here. A nice Swords Dance predicting my Marowak to switch out, but to be honest, I'm not sure how long it's going to help him in the long run, because of the fact that you still don't have really much ways to handle Celesteela. I guess it's a very safe play though, in case I did decide to go for Flare Blitz in the Celesteela. But I think Flamethrower damage might have been better for my opponent here, because I'm going to go for Heavy Slam here, and I think I'm going to switch out into Fini. Yeah, because Fini shouldn't be able to live a +1 Earthquake, I feel like, with not as much bulk as it used to. Garchomp might go for Earthquake, might go for Tectonic Rage here, and I'm really hoping my opponent goes for Tectonic Rage, wasting the Z move, as I want chip damage onto this Garchomp, and yeah, Tectonic Rage is going to come out. Nice. So this is really good because of the fact that now my opponent doesn't exactly have a way to 1-hit my Crocodile, and I'm going to be getting the necessary damage off I need onto this Garchomp with the Heavy Slam. With the Leech Seeds, should be able to put this Garchomp in range of a Tectonic Rage to Protect after another Leech Seed, I would assume. So Tectonic Rage is going to fish off the Fini, but Fini did his job early on. Let's see what my Heavy Slam. Okay, maybe no Flamethrower on this slot, or yeah, that's kind of like the only thing I would imagine. Heavy Slam is going to come out and target down this Garchomp. This should do about 40%. Yeah, about 40%. And the Leech Seed damage is really racking up here, as let's see, after another one, Tectonic Rage to Protect should KO. Yeah, and luckily with Tectonic Rage out of the picture from my opponent, I could just protect Marowak and stall out even easier. So that is really good for me. A Rock Slide is still like an issue, I guess. Like Rock Slide is still an issue, but with Leech Seed recovery and the fact that Celesteela should be able to live Rock Slides, yeah, Celesteela should be able to live a crit Rock Slide now that Garchomp is at neutral. And Crocodile is definitely going to be able to take one attack from these Pokemon. However, Rock Slide, Heavy Slam, and a Crocodile plus Double Flinch, I guess, could be very hurtful. Yeah, like, I guess that could be very hurtful, yet you can't KO Crocodile right now unless you maybe well, I don't think Crit Earthquake knocks out my Crocodile. And I'm just going to Tectonic Rage to Garchomp. Of course, I don't need my Z move for the Celesteela. I am faster than a Garchomp, which is really, really interesting. This should be Adamant Crocodile with, like, some speed, but it's Adamant. And Crocodile and Garchomp is very different speed tier-wise. Garchomp is faster by, like, I believe... What's Crocodile? I believe it's like 90 or 95. Garchomp's 102. So it's significantly faster. So this is probably one of the bulky Garchomp sets. And the fact that I'm just able to knock out Garchomp should just secure me the game, to be honest. As Celesteela does reveal the Flamethrower here, which is okay here. As I'm surprised my opponent didn't go for that early. Wow, that really didn't do anything. Like, that really didn't do anything. So, Heavy Slam in the Celesteela. Yeah, this game's over. Like, Marowak in the back pretty much seals it. I can taunt the Celesteela to prevent it from going for Leech Seed or Protect stalling. So either way, I feel really good about my position. I guess the question is, do I want to go for Leech Seed here? Or do I just want to switch hard into Marowak? Because I feel like if I Leech Seed, I just... Well, shouldn't really matter. The Celesteela reveals all its moves: Leech Seed, Flamethrower, Heavy Slam, Protect. So yeah, there's no reason not to go out into Marowak. Even a double crit shouldn't knock me out, and then like I have Crunch with my Crocodile, so I should be able to finish off the Celesteela. Even if Flare Blitz randomly doesn't KO the Celesteela, but the match is going to be forfeited, and that will be a good game. So yeah, I think I just had a grasp on what I wanted to do. I'm surprised my opponent did just go for the Fake Out into Crocodile turn 1, especially since Psychic Terrain, unless I misread it, but I'm pretty sure Psychic Terrain went before the Intimidate. So the Lele would have been faster than my Crocodile. Could have just got a Specs Dazzling Gleam off and probably just KO'd my Crocodile anyway turn 1. And yeah, I don't really see a reason to fake out the Crocodile. If that's the case, you would fake out the Feeny, and then you would have had Persian alive. Your Lele wouldn't take as much damage. Yeah, just that turn 1 I feel like was a huge momentum swing for me, and I was kind of expecting to take a Dazzling Gleam right there and a fake out in a Feeny. So really glad we did. 15-17 Alessio with the team of Nihilego, Gastrodon, Salamence, Metagross, Tapu Koko, and Buzzwole. Looks like the team that Snow ran. So this should be a very interesting mirror match, well, rematch I guess I should say, because Snow and Ryota did play in the top 4 of the Pokemon World Championship. And this should definitely be interesting. My opponent doesn't really have a good answer to Celesteela, which is good. Like, Celesteela kind of runs through the team with Marowak. This team really didn't have a good answer for that. So I'm going to have to play really well against probably the Crocodile. Yeah, I'm just going to wonder what I want to bring, to be honest, because there are so many things I could probably bring, potentially. I think I want to bleed Celesteela. Celesteela is really good against my opponent's team. I think Celesteela Crocodile is pretty safe because of the Intimidate. Yeah, I think I like this. I think I like this. Tapu Koko's pretty good if it's a late game sweep, but I think Tapu Fini's better because it pressures the Buzzwole more. Tapu Fini's definitely faster than the Buzzwole, and I'll go Marowak in the back because of the fact I need to redirect the electric type attacks. Whimsicott's not really that good in this matchup. Actually, Z Nature's Power can pick me up 3 potential KOs. The Buzzwole for sure, the Tapu Koko. I'm not exactly too sure if it KOs AV. Salamence, I would imagine so since it's super effective plus stab. So let's see how this is going to go. There were so many options I could have probably brought, but the Celesteela plus Marowak is definitely a reliable answer to this team. So let's see what my opponent is going to lead here. As I'm kind of expecting maybe Koko lead. I could see Salamence leading. It's not illegal Metagross, and this is probably the most ideal lead I could have asked for because my opponent can't do anything. Like, unless my opponent did change the team, of course there's no sign of the official QR code. So definitely could have some different things. Yeah, so I'm kind of worried about switching the Salamence right here for the Metagross for the Tectonic Rage and a Protect from Nihilego, but I could just, if my opponent allows me to do that, I get the Tectonic Rage off. I could Tectonic Rage to Nihilego to Protect. Okay, so they're like, it's like a 50-50 I feel like. You have Salamence in the back most likely. Who are you going to switch out into? I would switch out the Nihilego and probably just Hammer Arm with Metagross because maybe you can live the Tectonic Rage, so this is kind of an annoying feature. Yet if I get rid of Metagross, like Nihilego can actually beat Celesteela. So I think Tectonic Rage into Metagross is fine. Even if I give the Weakness Policy boost, it's not really too big of a deal. But my opponent is going to switch out to Metagross, it looks like. Go on to Salamence, which is okay here. Yeah, like that's okay. That's really okay. So my opponent is going to get that off, yet I don't really mind. I'm pretty sure Nihilego protects, yeah. The only reason I don't agree with that play, well then again, I don't know the calc of Tectonic Rage -1 through Protect on the Bold Nihilego. I know it would KO a normal Nihilego. I would assume it would KO this Nihilego to Protect though, but, you know, just make it a safer play. Definitely a more aggressive play, as I will lead you into the Nihilego, expecting the Salamence there. Good play by my opponent to switch out to the other slot, but now I think I'm just going to follow up with a Flamethrower plus Earthquake or Crunch. I think Earthquake is better. It's weaker than... Okay, it's weaker, but I still think it's a better play. I think I'm just going to Earthquake and Flamethrower the Nihilego slot, because I either get the KO on Nihilego or Metagross potentially coming back in. I could definitely see Metagross coming back in and maybe a Bulldoze onto the Crocodile, which is why I'm fine with this play. Covers pretty much anything my opponent can really do here. However, the Metagross has gotten quite a bit more troublesome now. Definitely a bit more troublesome. Tapu Koko you would have to assume is the last Pokemon, because, or Buzzwole. But if it's Buzzwole, like, it's a lot easier to handle. Yep, Nihilego's going to switch out. I would assume it's going to be Metagross. Yep. Kind of had to be anticipated right there. So I do catch the Metagross on the switch in. Let's see. Crocodile will get the Earthquake off first. It's going to hit the Metagross. I would assume, even -1, it should do at least 45%. That did a lot less than expected, actually. That did a lot less than expected, actually. Bulldoze is going to come out, so he's going to be doing chip damage to his own Metagross. That's going to be doing a decent amount. Yeah, he's already under 50%, and I do get a Flamethrower off, which is really good here, as Flamethrower is going to come out and target down this Metagross and do a decent amount of damage, as that almost picks up the knockout. So shy of picking up the actual knockout, though. Let's see, this Crocodile's speed stat is like 144. That's not going to be able to outspeed the Metagross. I definitely see one or two plays, either a Hammer Arm into the Crocodile slot or the double up into Celesteela. I definitely see Heavy Slam, Hammer Arm coming out though. I don't outspeed the Metagross. This is like one position that's actually kind of scary. I think I want to actually go into Tapu Fini. Yeah, Tapu Fini is a fine play because Tapu Fini can easily eat the Hammer Arm. So I was thinking of going to Marowak. Yeah, this is probably the proper play because if I get Fini in here, I'm in a decent spot because of the fact that unless you Bulldoze again, which you definitely never Bulldoze here. So Celesteela will protect here. Let's see what my opponent's going to go for. It's going to be the Flamethrower. So I'm guessing it's a double up or maybe just Hammer Arming the Crocodile for safety. Yep, doubling into Celesteela because you know that Celesteela is definitely a big threat. So now I get the Tapu Fini in, which is fantastic against my opponent's team. I feel like you... Okay, I feel like you would Bulldoze Protect here because you know the Tapu Fini is Choice Specs. I think I'm just going to Ice Beam Leech Seed the Salamence slot because of the fact... Oh, it actually stays in. Okay. So Salamence stays in, which isn't too bad, I guess. Wow, that does less than expected, actually. I do get the Ice Beam off in the Salamence, which should be able to pick up the knockout. It's Choice Specs, even though it's AV. Salamence, yeah. So I get rid of the Salamence, which is really huge here. And the fact that Metagross Hammer Arm is going to come out, which is going to do a, you know, decent amount to Celesteela, which actually doesn't pick up the knockout. So that's really good here. I will get a Leech Seed off, and I will be able to recover just, you know, that 1 HP that this Metagross probably has. But that's really good here. I honestly expected Bulldoze Protect here, potentially, so the Fini, because you want to also KO the Fini here. Yet I do not mind this play. Now I have, you know, although Celesteela is really weak and Celesteela is a very important Pokemon in this matchup, I don't really feel too bad here. Although now what's looking really threatening is that a Nihilego, so that is something that I do have to consider. The Nihilego could be threatening, but I do have my Crocodile, which could probably just win the game, to be honest, by itself, as Tapu Koko is going to come in with Nihilego. And to be honest, I feel like the only way my opponent actually wins is with a Dazzle Crit, because of the fact that I have Crocodile in the back. So I could just sack the Tapu Fini here, probably to a Thunderbolt. I mean, I think you... Would you Gleam here? No, you definitely don't Gleam here. I think you Thunderbolt. Yet I don't want to make the play in a Crocodile ever. Like, I could, but that's not the way you want to win this. Earthquake should knock out the Tapu Koko, right? I'm like trying to make sure. I know it will KO Nihilego 100%. I don't care if you're Bolt. You're definitely not living an Earthquake from Crocodile, but Koko can potentially. So, yep, Thunderbolt's going to come out into the Tapu Fini. I'm guessing it's a Power Gem. Oh wow, Tapu Fini actually lives. A Power Gem in the Celesteela, yep. So I do get chip damage onto this Tapu Koko, which is good. A lot of chip, actually. Very nice chip. Okay. So I guess I get something out of that, yet... Well, you just Gleam here in Power Gem. Okay. I'll just go for a double, I guess, and just sack my Fini here. Like, the same play is, if this is the exact same team, I just go into Crocodile the following turn anyway. As I Protect Fail, Gleam is going to come out, target down my Pokemon. This will be able to knock out the... Yep, it's going to be able to knock out Tapu Fini. Yeah, my play is go out into my Crocodile and just outspeed and KO these Pokemon. The only problem is if Nihilego outspeeds my Crocodile, which is like the only thing that could really change this game. Special attack is going to rise. That doesn't tell me anything about his EV spread if he changed it or not. Go on to Crocodile here, go on to Marowak here. Like, no matter what, my opponent was pinned because of Crocodile, because Crocodile underspeeds the Koko, but outspeeds the Nihilego with the exact same spread, which is you can't pick up a double knockout unless both of them are able to outspeed, because Gleam definitely won't be able to knock out my Crocodile without a crit. So let's see if my opponent can get that critical hit that my opponent needs, or just outspeeds me, and if that's the case, I just lose the game anyway. So let's see here. Also, I don't think Shadow Bone knocks out Nihilego. Well, if it's a fast Nihilego, I guess it could, but we'll see here. Actually, did Tapu Fini move before? Oh, I should have checked the Tapu Fini versus Nihilego. I don't remember the speed tiers. I don't remember if Tapu Fini was supposed to be faster than Nihilego. I feel like the Nihilego hit like 120 something speed. I think it was like 120, like low 120s. As Marowak does Protect here. Let's see. Moment of truth. Do you crit? Are you faster than Nihilego? Those are the two ways I can lose. This Crocodile definitely has bulk. Yep. Nice. So Crocodile is able to outspeed these Pokemon, and unless it's Sash Nihilego, which you wouldn't assume if it's slow, should win the game. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. And that'll be a good game to my opponent. So definitely great. Celesteela just gave my opponent a bunch of problems. The Tapu Fini also really did help. It was going to be able to absorb a Hammer Arm potentially. I'm really surprised that Flamethrower plus Hammer Arm actually didn't KO, but you can't underestimate the power of Celesteela. Like, Celesteela is such a bulky Pokemon in the format. There are only like a few reliable ways to get rid of them. And the fact that Ryota's team has Charm on Whimsicott to lower the power of Flare Blitzes from Arcanines, and Marowak is a really good way to handle the physical type attackers that can handle Celesteela, which are those fire types, as well as special attackers like Tapu Koko, for instance. The only way that that's reliable against this team, I guess, would be Sun. Like, I don't know how this team would play against Sun, to be honest. Marowak is decent against Sun, I guess. Marowak plus Fini, I guess. I don't know. It's an interesting matchup. I have no idea what it would be like, to be completely honest. But we are 2-0 with this team. I think we're going to grab one more battle. Just one more battle. Very nice, very nice. Very strong showcasing. But let's see. It would actually be funny if we fought Sam's team right now. But, you know, it could happen. You never know. You never know. Imagine an episode if I ever... Okay. Imagine an episode where I actually faced Nils' team, then Snow's team, and then Zelda's team. Like, imagine, that would actually be a crazy episode. Imagine that actually happened. But anyway, we're going to cut off, well, cut back till we find another battle. Alright, we got CaptainKebab from France with a 15-16 rating, with a team of Kartana, Garchomp, Vanillux, Snorlax, Tapu Fini, and Arcanine. So AFK, Garchomp, Snorlax, and a Vanillux, interesting. Let's see. How does my team beat this? Marowak does really well in this matchup. If I can check the Beanie as well as the Garchomp. Yep. Celesteela does really well. If I check the... All I have to really check is the Arcanine, to be honest. Nature's Power could be interesting in this matchup. Like, my opponent doesn't have a way to really check terrains yet. I feel like the easy lead for me would probably be like... There are quite a few Pokemon I could bring in this matchup. I don't think it's Scarf Garchomp, so that makes Coco a lot more viable. Crocodile is probably the Pokemon I'm looking at least here. Like, Crocodile doesn't really do much, other than, I guess, hitting the Arcanine. I think I'm going to lead Celesteela plus Tapu Fini, which I think is a very solid lead against my opponent's team. Tapu Koko is really good as an endgame sweeper, and I think Marowak in the back. I think the game plan I really want to do is just be able to spam an attack, either the Life Orb Discharge with next to Marowak once my opponent's team is weakened and I get rid of the Garchomp, or I could spam Muddy Water with Tapu Fini if I just weaken everything in the early game. So let's see how my opponent is going to lead here. I lead Celesteela Tapu Fini because it covers pretty much anything my opponent can lead other than maybe like Garchomp Kartana lead. It's Tapu Fini Snorlax though, so okay, very nice. Let's see whose Misty Terrain goes first. It looks like it is my Misty Terrain that goes up first. So you people have told me how terrains actually work, like speed wise, so I do appreciate you for telling me all this. So don't have a reason not to click Muddy Water here, I guess. I need to weaken Tapu Fini for my Marowak. Yeah, if this Snorlax gets curses up, that's really annoying for my team. I guess I'd rather target down Fini, because if it's Belly Drum, that's not too bad here though. If it's Belly Drum, it has to take 50% anyway, so I think I'm just going to Muddy Water and Leech Seed. I could go for Gleam here potentially, but I never want Arcanine to get a free switch into Celesteela. Like, I'd rather just Muddy Water here just to catch Arcanine on a switch in if possible. Snorlax doesn't really do much here unless it Belly Drums up or gets a curse off, so I'm fine with this. Come on, I need damage on the Snorlax, man. Like, Snorlax is going to be an annoying Pokemon I deal with later in the game, so I'd rather get some chip damage now. Tapu Fini is going to be Calm Mind, okay. A bit problematic, yeah, I do have, maybe I should have just swapped in a Coco. Like, Coco would have been able to start sweeping. Leech Seed's going to come out into the Tapu Fini, so we're going to start weakening this boy, and the Snorlax is just going to go straight for the return into the Tapu Fini, okay. That's a really good amount of damage, though. Maybe I'm not playing this one right. That return really did a lot, jeez. Is that just normal damage, or is that banded, potentially? If it's banded, that's a lot easier to handle. Let's assume it's banded for now, I guess. I'm just going to fire Muddy Waters and Heavy Slams. Weaken this Tapu Fini once again. I think that might actually be banded. That's just too much. A Muddy Water is going to come out, do a good amount of damage. Although I shouldn't really be weakening that. Having Tapu Fini weaken is my Arcanine answer. I do get the accuracy drop on Tapu Fini, as well as the Snorlax, so Muddy Water accuracy could potentially come in handy. Moonblast is going to come out. This probably will knock out Tapu Fini. Oh, wow, it doesn't. Heavy Slime is going to come out, weaken this opposing Tapu Fini, which I don't remember if it was leftovers or berry. I don't think we confirmed that. It is berry, okay. And let's see if Snorlax is able to hit its attack. I'm guessing it's return again. Belly Drum, so it is Belly Drum set, okay. So it's Belly Drum, yet first Muddy Water would have been nice to hit. Okay, it's Belly Drum, which makes it, I guess, a bit harder. Definitely makes it harder. I guess I'll just go for a Muddy Water here into the... I guess I'll just double up the Snorlax with Heavy Slam plus Muddy Water. I have no reason not to. I put these boys in range of discharge from Coco anyway, so... and I don't think my opponent can knock out the Celesteela. Well, it looks like Max Attack Snorlax. Maybe Frustration plus Muddy Water could actually do it. But it won't knock out my Fini, which would be okay here. So I think no matter what, I'm in a decent position. Yeah, it's definitely not the most ideal one. Hitting Muddy Water would have probably been better in the earlier turns, because of the fact that I would have been able to probably knock out the Snorlax with another Muddy Water plus Heavy Slime combination, which it definitely would have been able to. Accuracy drops aren't even helping me because of the fact my opponent keeps hitting. So Tapu Fini goes down. even a crit for good measures, as I'll be able to get a heavy slam off. I'm kind of hoping Snorlax misses to return here, to be honest, because of the fact that kind of would like to keep... Okay, recycle. That's fine. That's fine, okay. Maybe I should at least see the Snorlax then. That Muddy Water Mist might have actually been huge. But I will get the recovery with my... Celesteela. I think I'm going to go into Tapu Koko here. Go into Tapu Koko. And go into Marowak, actually. I feel like Marowak's really solid here, unless my opponent goes for a Recycle once again. So, Tapu Koko is in with the Discharge. Can just spam attacks. I will go out into my Marowak, I feel like, because it's probably the better play, and just Protect. I'm risking Muddy Water here. Plus one Muddy Water shouldn't be able to knock out Marowak, which is like the one saving grace I have. I'm hoping my opponent goes for like a Moonblast or Protect here with Tapu Fini and maybe a Return. You're definitely not going for high horsepower in a Celesteela. Like, there's no way you would actually go for high horsepower in a Celesteela, but okay. Yeah, the Muddy Water Miss is annoying. I would have preferred a Muddy Water Miss than the Accuracy Drop, unless the Accuracy Drop happens now, which affects the Muddy Water potentially. Like, that's the only thing that could actually be helpful. Let's see here. Muddy Water, you're -1 accuracy. Come on, miss. Okay, good. Our return is going to go into the Tapu Koko. I do wish I went for the Leech Seed earlier into that Snorlax, but now I have a pretty good pin with Flare Blitz plus Discharge. It is pretty much everything. I guess the problem is Marowak could be in the back. Yeah, I just Discharge here, like, no matter what. Discharge will be able to knock out the Tapu Fini. Should do at least 30% to Snorlax. Who knows, I could get the pair on Snorlax. Snorlax also has an accuracy drop, so it can be -1. Who knows? Tapu Fini's going to withdraw. I'm guessing that's Arcanine? Garchomp, okay. So that's not Intimidated, so that means that the Snorlax should be going down here, because I will get a Discharge off into my opponent's team. So let's see. Let us see. Discharge. Yeah, Flare Blitz should be able to knock it out. We even get the Para too, but I don't think the Para matters when Flare Blitz will be able to knock out the Snorlax. So, we do knock out the Snorlax. Well, I'm hoping we do knock out the Snorlax. I'm pretty sure we do. This is Flare Blitz from Marowak. Yeah, Snorlax goes down. So, nice. Snorlax goes down. Garchomp is in though, which is a bit problematic. I don't think it's Scarf. I don't want to believe it's Scarf. I would assume Vanillix would be Scarf. Let's see. But you go Fini here. Yeah, Fini's here. Would you Earthquake or your Tectonic Rage? I guess that's the question I want to ask. What would my opponent do? I think I'm just gonna switch out Marowak into the Celesteela here. And I want to think, what do I need? Marowak or Tapu Koko more? I could probably just Gleam here. Although Tectonic Rage should Protect doesn't KO Koko. I'd rather just Protect here. I'd rather just Protect here and see what my opponent's going to go for. You definitely shouldn't be Scarf Garchomp. And if you set up a Swords Dance, I guess that's okay. Or Calm Mind. Swords Dance, Calm Mind doesn't really matter to me too much. As we will Protect our Tapu Koko. Let's see what this Garchomp lock so goes for. As Protect comes out from the Tapu Fini, and I'm guessing it is going to be the Earthquake. Yep, okay. I do call that correctly. I don't have Wide Guard on this one, but I do have Heavy Stomp as Gleam, which should be able to pick up a double knockout here, because Dazzling Gleam should be able to knock out Tapu Fini, as well as a Dazzling Gleam should be able to knock out the Garchomp. So I could just go for it. Very safe play, unless it is Scarf Garchomp, but then again, like if it's Scarf Garchomp, what can I do? Like, I'm not expecting it. As Tapu Fini is going to withdraw here into what, Arcanine? No, Kartana. So Kartana's not a threat at all. I just need to get rid of this Garchomp. And my opponent doesn't exactly have a good Celesteela answer anyway. As I get the chip damage on Kartana I need, and probably Tectonic Rage is going to come out. Or Earthquake. Is going to be Tectonic Rage, so no Z move on Kartana. That is excellent for me. And the fact I should just be able to win with the combination, yeah, like Celesteela should just be able to win. Of course, there's Muddy Water accuracy drops involved. There can be Muddy Water accuracy drops involved. So Tectonic Rage is going to come out and fire off in my Koko. Yeah, Koko will not survive. Definitely will not survive. But I'm able to get the KO on Garchomp, which means my Marowak is a lot safer because it should be able to live one Muddy Water, I would assume, since it's a careful nature. So as I'm able to knock out the Garchomp, really, really good. Surprised my opponent didn't bring Arcanine against a Celesteela. Like, he really didn't have answers to Celesteela, other than, I guess, relying on Calm Mind Feeny plus Belly Drum Snorlax to weaken it, yet he never ended up targeting down to Celesteela. So I'm a bit curious and questioning it right now. But I get to go into Marowak, he gets to go into Feeny. I will definitely be able to live 1. The problem is the Muddy Water accuracy drops. Double up into Kartana into Marowak. Luckily my opponent can't get a Beast Boost, which is like the one saving grace I have. But I'll definitely target down to Feeny here with a Heavy Slam, and I think I'll Flare Blitz the Kartana. Because there's no way you should be able to knock out Celesteela in 1 hit, no matter what you do. So I'll just Flare Blitz the Kartana, and Heavy Slam Feeny, because no matter what, it covers pretty much anything. Yeah, at least I think. Sacred Sword's going to come out, target down my Celesteela. Muddy Water shouldn't be doing much of a special defensive Celesteela. Does hit both. I'm hoping no accuracy drops, or if you're going to accuracy drop, do it on the Marowak, not the Celesteela. Celesteela is a Pokemon that I need to hit. Gets a crit on Celesteela. No accuracy drop, so that should be the game. Marowak's faster than Celesteela. Huh. Okay, so I did get the KO on to Kartana, which is going to knock out my Marowak in retaliation, yet I think Heavy Slam should be able to finish off this Tapu Fini. I really think it should be able to. If it doesn't, that's a bit questionable. But Heavy Slam does come out. Let's see if it's able to knock out Tapu Fini. And yeah, it's able to pick up the KO. So, a good game to my opponent. I feel like, yes, the Muddy Water accuracy drops I got did matter. But so did the Muddy Water miss from my opponent did also matter. So, I guess it's a win-win either way. Muddy Water is a bad move anyway. So, yeah, I think... yeah, I think I played pretty well in today's episode, so yeah, what else could I have done probably better? Probably the Elite Seed might have helped against the Snorlax, but I'm really surprised my opponent didn't bring anything really to handle the Celesteela efficiently. But anyway, hope that everyone enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please leave a like down below. It really shows your support, as well as you can check out my other stuff, the social medias, the previous episodes of Back-to-Back Battles, the side tiers that I do on the channel, and more will be coming out soon, as well as you can check out the rest of the team down below, the QR code, the blog, as well as its creator Ryota. Go give him a follow on Twitter, as well as, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. What I want to say, if anyone's wondering about my condition, I'm feeling a lot better than I did like yesterday when I recorded that video. So I'm definitely feeling better than yesterday, but hope everyone enjoyed. I will catch you all around in another video.